Okay, here we go. Another week. Welcome back to Across the SOVAL. I'm Willie Gillespie alongside
Yeah, I'm Andrew West.
Andrew West. Hey, we're going to start with a quick weather update.
Oh, okay.
It's really windy out there.
It's
We're going to see wind gusts to 40 miles an hour today. The sun is shining, though, which is actually part of the problem because you get those upper level winds to mix down to the surface a little more. That's myself here on my computer. You get the upper level winds to mix down to the surface when the sun's out like that because you don't have the cloud cover, and that's going to translate to stronger winds at the surface.
There is crazy weather all over the world. Hurricane in Jamaica.
Very bad. Really strong hurricane. I mean, I can't imagine being there and feel for those people.
I heard is it similar to like the level of Katrina, like the speeds of the actual hurricane?
I believe it. I don't want to say that it is. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I believe it.
Crazy things. Bad. The weather. No, it's miserable here, and I'm in shorts.
Yeah, I don't know. What are we doing?
I don't know. I wore. You know where else I wore shorts to? The OU Ole Miss game when it was raining.
Yeah.
Not very smart. But I don't think I was the only one miserable.
Yeah, you probably weren't. Let's get into that. OU Ole Miss. What'd you see? What'd you like? And then I'll talk
what
about
did I like?
Yeah.
Xavier Robinson.
Yeah.
I liked Satania up until the just gut punch that was the fumble on the punt return. Other than that, I didn't like much. I liked Kip Lewis, Kendall Daniels. It's usually the usual suspects.
Yeah.
On the defensive side of the ball, but on the offense, not much. Xavier Robinson's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Ryan Foje, actually, I loved Ryan Foje over at right tackle.
Yeah,
he was great.
Good. That was really good.
He was great. I wasn't sure how well that was going to go, but he looked great.
Yeah, and at a time when the O-line is kind of thinned out, I think that was a good move to get him some reps there.
Well, it's not what I expected. I wasn't sure what the deal with Logan Howland was, but no, I thought Ryan Foje did play well. Obviously, true freshman. You don't always expect that. You didn't know how it was going to go, but he was probably one of the brighter points on the line on the entire offense because they were not good.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I mean, obviously, running game. Yeah, it was going a little bit. Xavier Robinson, but John Mateer did not throw the ball well, I would say.
No, and I think we're past the point of saying, "Oh, it's the hand." He said the other night, "My hand is fine."
And he was asked about the thumb, and he said it's perfectly fine. Right. So I think we can.
I believe even Arbuckle was asked about it yesterday in his press conference about getting his confidence. They talk about Mateer was talking about his eyes. He was not been seeing the field well, and Arbuckle talked about it. And he said that's his job in practice to get that going. But I don't know. Obviously, not a Division I quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. That's why we talk about Division I quarterbacks. And I don't really know how that process goes of trying to have them see the field better because the same problem was going on last year with Jackson Arnold. He wasn't seeing the field. I think it's a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I don't know how you can solve that quickly to get to the 9 wins you need to be deemed successful.
I agree. And I think there's a couple differences between Mateer and Jackson. I think the biggest one probably is ball security. Like John, I think he's a little bit smarter with what he does with the ball, and when he knows he's walking into a dangerous situation, maybe he takes a sack instead of throwing a bad pass and, protects the football a little better. But I don't know. I think he just doesn't seem to be confident in taking shots.
Yeah, and that's interesting to me because especially earlier in the year, I remember the Michigan game. He has that one play where he breaks a tackle, goes out right, and just throws an absolute
missile. It was a
dart.
Missile. Yeah.
It was a beautiful pass, and I feel like the confidence to make those throws isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't take the risk on those types of throws. It's just not hitting like it once was.
Right. I mean, a lot of overthrows. I was seeing a play like when they were – I think it was when the defense got the stop and close to the red zone, the Ole Miss red zone, and they get the ball back and he throws a little check down 5 or 10 yarder, but it's like a dart, and it's like it could have just been a little lob.
Yeah, I think
into the end zone.
I think that was a little bit – you're talking about the one to Giovanni.
Yeah.
And he drops it. Yeah. Giovanni clearly did not think that ball was coming his way.
No.
I think that's in that type of play. I think it's a little more of a panic thing. Like he didn't really expect that to go anywhere, and he saw a chance to just try to get it out quick. So I think that's a little bit of I guess, an anomaly in all these different plays. If you go late in the game, I believe he on that last drive overthrows, or maybe it's a little long to Canick.
Yeah,
and I mean
yeah.
he had space if he just lays it up in there.
Right.
And then you're driving, then you're pretty close to the red zone.
Yeah. I think drive momentum was another big thing, and I've been preaching this all week. I think there were a lot of things that, killed the game for OU. You could look at the fumble. You could look at was it Jaden Jackson with the rushing the passer. Yep.
Which
roughing the passer
was an awful call. That was not roughing the passer by any stretch of the imagination. But you can't have it.
Right.
Either way.
You can't leave it up to the refs, really.
Yes.
You can't do that. But I think the fact that they went 3 and out at the end of the first half in under a minute, I think it was, and then they come out of halftime, they get the ball back, and they go 3 and out again in I think just over a minute.
Yeah, I mean
that's a killer. I mean, you got to do something with that.
Going into the game, we all said, most people said, I said final score like 17-13. I thought it was going to be really low scoring, and after Ole Miss's first drive and then even OU, I believe they were held to a field goal.
Field goal, I think, yeah.
But he hit, I think it was Satania, on that deep ball. I'm like, this is about to be old Big 12 shootout.
Yep.
Like, this is about to get wild. That did not happen. But Ole Miss, the entire game, they were the better team. I think it's clear. It's not even, I don't even think it's necessarily, I wouldn't say it's not close, but there's so many holes and just problems you see with OU, and Ole Miss is just so much more polished.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the biggest difference.
Let's talk about Tennessee coming up. A big one. Nighttime in Neyland.
We'll both be there. We are
Dude,
both
I'm
going to
excited.
be
I'm really excited. I'm so fired up.
in Knoxville, Tennessee, wearing the black jerseys.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick.
It's going to be really sick.
It's going to be awesome. Last time they played Neyland, 10 years ago, Baker Mayfield.
10
Actually,
years.
he had a youth camp over the summer, and I asked him about that game. And he said it was the worst 3.5 quarters of football he's ever played. And, obviously they somehow won that game. I remember watching that game, I don't know, what was I, 11, 12, 10 maybe? No, 12. I think I was 12 years old.
Just wild.
Watching that game. And 10 years later, we're back. OU looking to get revenge from last year. They came in first SEC game for OU as a conference member, and we all remember that game. Jackson Arnold benched.
College game day was there.
College game day was there.
That was quite a day.
Michael Hawkins goes in. I remember I think it was on a 2-point convert. No, I don't remember, but Hawkins, it was the first time we seen him flip. And he was just short of the goal line.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That was crazy.
What an acrobatic guy.
Yeah.
No, but, I'm sure OU fans are going to travel well. Tennessee's a good team.
Yeah, they are. Folks, if you have questions, put them in the chat, and we'll try to address them here in our limited expertise.
Our very limited expertise.
We can't really comment on I'm not going to try to be a Division I quarterback here, but we'll answer your questions about the team.
But we can certainly judge them well.
Yes, we know a lot about the team. We could not play, but I want to talk about intramural basketball last night too, real quick, and then we'll get back into Tennessee.
Oh, we'll definitely do
I had no points scored. Very poor performance by me.
I shot the ball twice, went 1 for 2, both threes. Banked the first one in, did not call backboard.
Yeah. So that's why we're talking about sports.
And you best believe I did the old J-Dub celebration because I think I'm better than I really am.
Okay, anyway, back to Tennessee.
I will say, our teammate, fellow Unitely, Michael Thompson, 27 points.
Yeah. Breakout game.
Clutch free throws in the end. Questionable calls on the officiating side. But, yeah. No, he had 27 clutch. Absolutely clutch free throws. But, okay, back to actual football.
Yes. So what do you think? We've had a lot of close games here. OU's kept themselves in the games that they've lost. Texas, they kind of ran away with it in the fourth quarter there, but I think that was anybody's game at halftime. What do you think OU needs to do in Knoxville to get it across the finish line this week?
I think there's there's so many questions, especially with this offense and how John Mateer's playing right now. I feel like the safest bet is just the guy we saw break out last week, Xavier Robinson. We first saw him, the Carl Albert native.
Yeah.
Last year against Alabama when OU just stomped them here at the end of the season, and it kind of left questions. I know some people maybe he was banged up a little bit, had just little things going on, but the fact it takes you really this long to get him going when he has just a clear second gear that nobody else has. Blaylock's great, true freshman.
Yeah.
He'll be great.
A true freshman.
But yes, exactly. But Xavier Roberts just a sophomore. He gets you those extra yards, those extra 2-3 yards that matter when you're setting up, when you're 1st and 10 and now you're 2nd and 3 versus being 2nd and 7.
Yeah, or 2nd and 10. And then
that
3rd and
has
10.
been the 2nd and 11.
Yeah.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
No, I think the key, run the ball.
Yes.
See what Xavier Robinson can do. If that doesn't work out for you, air raid. Except you probably can't count on that either anymore.
I think they got to dial it in a little bit, build up the confidence. Mateer's got to, whatever issues he's having reading the field, got to clean them up. I mean, Ben Arbuckle needs to he's got to scheme the defense around that and help John recognize what's going on, and he's got to complete some of those passes. You can't win this game. You can't win it if he plays how he did against Ole Miss.
Oh, no. And, everybody's going into this, everybody said how 9-3, you're looking at probably a playoff spot, but that was expecting you win your home games and maybe you drop Tennessee and Alabama. You lose to Ole Miss. Well, now you got to win either Tennessee or Alabama. And Tennessee's obviously the far more winnable game in my eyes than Alabama, even though Alabama struggled against South Carolina. That's college football. I'm not really putting much stock into that.
Yeah, I mean, they were on the road there, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be in Bryant
game.
Denny.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was not a night game. 2:30? Was that 2:30?
No.
They wrapped up at night. But,
yeah.
No, this is – if you don't win this game, then you got the bye week, and then you're going to Tuscaloosa, and then you're at home with Missouri and LSU. I still believe Missouri and LSU are very winnable games. Hopefully, I have not checked on the update to Bo Perbula of Missouri. Quarterback got
crazy
hurt.
situation over there.
That's the worst stuff. Missouri's playing great football too.
Yeah.
But
Eli and Norman is going to be something. He's always a good guy to talk to.
Yeah. Oh. Fans. It's
such an interesting
the
dynamic.
opposite of a fan favorite. Like, you think of the coaches everybody likes. What's a coach everybody likes? Dan Campbell with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Eli Drinkwitz is the exact opposite of that with every fan base.
He's such an interesting dynamic when he's at the podium. I don't know. I like.
I've grown to like it just because I think it's fun.
It is.
I'm like, what's he gonna say this time?
Yeah, you can say the same thing about Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin's just like.
I love Lane.
Something new every week. It's so interesting.
I love his little interaction with David Stone after the
Yeah.
game. I thought that was incredible.
That was funny.
Call him out. I love it.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up this tangent, though, Eli Drinkwitz, and we'll talk about it later. I don't know if he's the Missouri head coach next year.
Really?
There's a lot of better jobs open. And he's winning. So, back to the OU Tennessee game, though. No, for the offense, man, you lose this game, conversations will start to be had.
Yeah.
Because you're not beating Bama. If you don't beat Bama, your ceiling is – hold on, math. What are they right now?
Okay, you lose. We're at 6-2.
They'd be 8-4.
8-4. That's not.
I think maybe depending on how those two wins go. But I mean LSU. I mean look at their situation.
Yeah,
that's not exactly an impressive win that it once was.
No, but what you absolutely can't do if you're can't do if you're Brent Venables is let LSU walk in to the Palace, that LSU team, and beat you. Like that has to be. You have to. I think that's a must-win game for Brent Venables. I don't think you can lose to LSU.
Everybody's been saying how at this point, I think every game left is a must-win.
That's true.
Except maybe Alabama. If you beat Tennessee. If you lose Tennessee, you have to win your last 3 games.
Yes.
Which you're going into Tuscaloosa.
It's gonna be cool though.
Playoffs. We're sitting here talking about playoffs. What coach has that? Oh man, what quote am I thinking of? Someone asked about playoffs. He's like, playoffs? Are you kidding? That's what this feels like. But yeah, on the offense, man, God knows.
Yeah.
Only God knows. Defense though.
Okay. Let's talk about the defense. I think D-line's really good. I think the secondary kind of got exposed against Ole Miss. I think there were some issues there.
Yeah, and that was going to be interesting because we talked about it. The closest, I guess, deep or downfield threat they had was Cam Coleman when Auburn was here. But the problem was the quarterback at Auburn at the time, you're familiar, wasn't really, I guess, an equal threat.
There were a couple throws to Cam Coleman that if Jackson Arnold had hit, we would have been watching a totally different ball game.
Well, honestly, you look back at it, OU could have very lost. If OU would have lost that game, and the rest of the season goes how it's gone so far, well, we're in a different spot, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, the defense. It's weird talking about the defense because you know they're good. Obviously, you're talking about the secondary. Cortland Guillory played well.
Yeah, he did. He did a really good job.
You know, the safety group. Man, I don't even remember what play I'm talking about. They're playing fine. Reggie Powers looks great. Young guy. You know what you're getting from Peyton and Robert Jennings at this point. There's been a little more struggle from them the last few weeks. I mean, especially going back to Texas and RSJ not really tackling like we've seen them do. But it's going to be interesting. I think, Tennessee, I mean, Joey Aguilar, 18 passing touchdowns, 2,300 yards through the air. He's not a runner.
No, but I think that's where this gets really interesting.
He's not a runner.
Because you look at Trinidad, and you look at Arch, and you look at Lenoris. That's where OU has really struggled is quarterbacks on the run, especially last week. And we were talking about this before. How many times did Ole Miss convert on third down because he just ran. He's really good at running.
I mean, Aguilar only has 91. I mean, unless I'm reading this wrong, I'm on. This is ESPN.
Yeah.
2 rushing touchdowns, 91 yards.
Well, I'm sure Brent Venables is planning for that, and I think that could get interesting for OU. If they can really clean up the secondary, clean up the run, this could be an interesting game. It's going to be a great game, though. Well, I mean, you guys are flying out tomorrow. We're flying out Friday.
We are flying out tomorrow.
Nighttime in Knoxville.
Cam Williams, Cammy.
You and Cam. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we'll be there. But, it's going to be a game.
It is. Okay, any closing thoughts here? How about a score prediction?
The spread's what? Tennessee 3.5? That's what it was last time I looked.
I think so. Yeah, it's been tight.
I'm going Tennessee. Tennessee 31, OU 16.
Whoa.
I don't think they win.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like the 3.5 at all.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of it either. I think OU puts up more than that though.
Maybe.
I'd say like 28-24.
I'm more looking at it in the light of and it sucks to say it, but I mean, I think the first half could be close, and I think the second half is one of the things where maybe one turnover, some goofy, because that's what this team does. You talk about Satania against Ole Miss, things are going well, and you fumble.
Oh my gosh, the momentum in that building, that stadium, they're backed up to what, the 5, the 6.
Mm-hmm.
They punt the ball, the place is losing their minds, and then he takes it on the run and he fumbles, and it's just like somebody popped a balloon.
You can't do that over in good old Neyland Stadium. And
no.
That's kind of where I think it can get out of hand and the momentum just
–
I think things can fall apart quick. But do we have any questions? I do want to get into the coaching searches real quick.
Okay. Let's
– But do we have any questions about the game. Oh, goodness gracious.
Question from Christian: who's favored to win? Is it? I think Tennessee is favored, right? Is that? I don't.
Let me look. I believe last I checked, Tennessee was favored by 3.5. We're gonna find out again though.
Here it is. ABC. We're gonna get a Kirk Herbstreit. Yeah,
Tennessee by 3.5.
3.5.
The ESPN FBI has Tennessee at a 63.2% chance to win this game.
I think it's gonna be close.
I think it's
gonna
the
be
majority of
close.
the game.
Yeah.
I think something happens at the end that just caps it off.
But I think Sooner fans are in for a good game regardless, and that's. I mean, you can talk about SEC, what are the pros and cons of joining the SEC, but I think the SEC has made for some really, really fun football to be watched. And I mean, maybe Oklahoma's not on the winning side of that, but it has been fun. Let's take another question here from Coulter Gasky. Coulter, how's it going? What's going to be the bigger key for OU's success? Stopping Tennessee's passing attack, which is first in the SEC at 321.4 yards per game, or exploiting Tennessee's passing defense, last in the SEC, allowing 266.3 yards per game. I don't know, Andrew. I think a little bit of both.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to outscore Tennessee. I think you need to – I think it's stopping their pass game and just controlling the clock of the game, especially with Xavier Robinson. I definitely think you have to make this – you got to play your style of football, which I think at this point, I think you need to lean in. It's kind of funny saying lean into the run game. That's not exactly what I mean because you're not going to be able to do that probably. But – see what Xavier Robinson can get going for you early on and just try to control the clock, time of possession. I think you don't want Joey Aguilar on the field.
No.
That's what I can
you
say.
never want any quarterback. You never want your opposing quarterback on the field.
You do if it's Jackson Arnold.
Yeah. I mean, did he throw an interception against Oklahoma?
No, there was 2 drops. Peyton Bowen would have had a pick six.
Yeah.
The Denton Geyer guys, come on.
Yeah.
No, are there any Erica Manning asked a question.
My friend wants to know, what can Ben Arbuckle do differently to get John Mateer in position to succeed?
Simplify things,
I said earlier. He's got to scheme the offense around John Mateer's struggles.
I'm also not an offensive coordinator. When I play college football and Madden, it's tight end attack and mesh spot. Shout out RPO peak zone bubble. My friend always runs speed option against me. It's really annoying because they always get the pitch off. It's honestly egregious. I think he should be fired. My friend. But no, there's an advisor saying what's up.
I think that's what you got to he's got to simplify things so that John is more comfortable and he's more confident in the guys that are running the routes, and he's whether he's able to see the field better or have more confidence in the pocket. He's got to get a little more dialed in than he is right now, and I think Ben Arbuckle can probably do a lot to help with that.
You can't get behind the sticks either.
Yeah,
false starts.
That was the other thing.
At night, that place is going to be rowdy.
Yeah,
but that's about it for the game. I didn't know if there were any more questions, but before we wrap up, a lot of jobs opening up. Brian Kelly out at LSU.
Yeah, and I think there's been, just so much going on. James Franklin. You wonder about Auburn.
Yeah.
What's that situation like?
I don't know
like
what
right
other
now?
jobs are going to open up. If Auburn I don't think Auburn's schedule from this point on is too difficult.
No,
but even Florida State.
Yeah.
Maybe Oklahoma.
Well,
maybe Texas. Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to get interesting. What else?
No, we talked to Dalen last week about Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss to Florida. LSU is involved.
Yeah.
I think, that'd be a better job. I still think you should stay at Ole Miss, though.
I do, too. I really think you should stay at Ole Miss.
And does anybody hire Brian Kelly?
It's a great question. I don't know. We don't make those calls, do we? Maybe we do.
I think we should.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you who LSU should hire.
Who's that?
John Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
Our producer wants us to talk about the Oklahoma State. Dude, the Oklahoma
Mike
State,
Gundy to LSU.
I think Mike Gundy should. I think Arkansas should call Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
But the Oklahoma State, their targets are pretty much targets that nobody else is going for. They want to do the whole, oh, he's an Oklahoma State guy thing, which I think is going to be fine for him. I think that makes sense. Now, if that wasn't the case, who's a guy that matches Oklahoma State's, level of, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great coaches. I think Brent Key at Georgia Tech is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's better than what Oklahoma State would deserve. I think, I think John Sumrall could get a really big job. I don't know. Oklahoma State, they're in their own little bubble. They're going to get whoever they want that went there, has a tie there. I don't think it's anything crazy.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks here.
Quick last weather update.
Yeah. I actually haven't looked into the weather in Neyland, honestly.
I think it's going to be chilly.
Is it? I don't know. I'm not going to, I'll check the models real quick right now. I'll say this, though.
Eastern time zone.
Yes. I will say that the weather in Norman it's fall, man. Fall is here.
He brought up a fancy radar. You can't see a screen.
We're checking the forecast models here real
fancy.
quick. Michael
Any chances
Buchanan
of
saying
snow?
Michael Buchanan saying we got to get off the air, but I'm going to check the forecast models anyway right now.
Our producer.
Looks dry. It's not going to rain. And we'll go.
What's our chances of snow this year?
It's going to snow in Norman. We're going to say, I'm going to say
ride.
temperature right around 60 degrees at kickoff. It's going to be a beautiful night in Neyland.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. Cloudy, though.
They're going to be rowdy.
Yeah. Big game coming up, folks. OU, Tennessee, primetime on ABC. Both of our sports teams will be there. I will be there. Andrew West will be there. It's a big one in Norman. And follow along with the OU Daily and OU Nightly as well for coverage of Oklahoma football as they enter a pivotal late season matchup.
It's going to get wicked.
It is. All right, Michael Buchanan. That's all.